To access your employees' data, select the Employee Information link from the main menu. Next, you can select a specific employee from the list, or you can type any portion of the employee's first or last name in the search box. Any employees that meet the criteria typed into the search box will then appear on the screen. The employee information is separated into several tabs with different bits of information on each one. The Employee Demographics tab has the employee's name, address, social security number. It also has the employee's ethnicity, email address, and the I-9 confirmation number. The Department Position tab stores the employee's home unit, the employee's pay status, and segments and sublocations if they are used by your unit. Also on the Department Position tab is the employee's status. To terminate an employee, you can simply drop down the drop-down box here and select Terminated and enter in a termination date. If you need to rehire the employee, click on the Re-Report button. You will be asked for the employee's rehire date and whether or not the employee needs to be re-reported by Benepay to the state as a new employee. Once you finish the re-report wizard, the status will automatically update to active and a rehire date will populate. Also on the Department Position tab is the employee's position, and depending on the position, the workers' comp code will automatically fill in. This is also where the employee's EEO class is stored. The Education tab is a simple tracker for an employee's education history. You can enter in the years, school, major at that school, and if they were awarded a degree. You can also track their GPA. Once you've added in a school, a new line will open at the bottom so you can add in multiple schools if applicable. The Emergency Contacts tab has the employee's emergency contact information. So we have the emergency contact's name, the relationship to the employee, and we have a couple of fields for the emergency contact's phone number. If you wish to keep an address for the emergency contact, you can do so under the details to the right to access the address fields. The Skills tab is where you would keep information like chef certifications. To add in a chef certification, you select the certification from the drop-down menu, enter in its description, and put the date that it was earned. If you wish to keep additional details, on the Details link, there is also a box for any notes associated with that chef certification. The Rates tab is where we keep the employee's rate of pay. All employees will need a base rate of pay. To enter in a new rate, you can override the rate in the rate field. Wherever you see start and end dates in the pay entry system, the start and end dates are based on check date. So this rate will be applied as long as the check date falls on or after this start date and on or before the end date. If you know about a raise ahead of time, we can put in an end date and set up a new base rate of pay for the applicable check date. Now the system will continue to use the current rate of pay until June 30th, and then starting July 1st, it'll automatically flip over to the new rate of pay. There are fields for additional rates of pay if they are needed, and they work in much the same way as the base rate. The Deductions tab is where you would store the shoe deductions. To enter in a shoe deduction, you select the shoes from the drop-down menu. You'll want to leave the calculation code blank for flat dollar amount. And then you put in the per pay period amount for the shoe deduction in the rate amount field. We'll click on Add to add that deduction to the employee. Once you've added the deduction, it's important to remember to click on Details and put in the total amount for the shoes in the goal field. If the shoes are $160, the system will now take $25 out each pay period until the goal of 160 is met. Once it hits $160, the system will automatically shut off this deduction. If you have a one-time shoe deduction, so if the shoes were $25, you would do this in the same way. You would enter $25 in the goal field, and now the system will take out $25 for that first pay period until that goal is met, and then it will shut itself off. Direct Deposit tab is a view-only tab where you can verify the accounts that are set up for an employee. You can also verify if changes have been made. So if you've sent in a change or a new direct deposit, you can come to the Direct Deposit tab and just verify that that change has taken place prior to processing payroll. The Taxes tab is where you'll come to update an employee's W-4 information. The top row here is the employee's federal income tax withholding. So for the employee's W-4, we can see this employee is filing married with 2 exemptions. To make a change, you just override these fields. Same thing with the employee's state. And if the employee had any local taxes, they would be available at the bottom of the screen. The last tab in the employee information screen is the pay history. The Pay History tab contains basic information on each check that is cut for this employee. All data will go back to January 1st, 2013. So here we can see for February 14th, this employee had 90.69 hours. We can see his gross pay, etc. If we want additional information for the February 14th check, we click on the Details link to the right, and it will bring up a snapshot for that individual check.